Finally made it to the doctor's office, and I'm waiting for the doctor to come in. It is freezing in here, so let's see what this new doctor has to say about what's been going on with me and my body. I will keep you guys updated once I am done here.
I'm a rock star, I'm a rock star, I'm a rock star, I'm a rock star, I'm a rock star.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of House of Massey. I'm on my way to LA for a doctor's appointment, so I wanted to vlog with you guys and let you know what's been happening. Since March, I've been trying to get a doctor's appointment to do blood work, just to make sure all my levels were okay. And I wasn't able to get any doctor's appointment because of COVID. Doctors weren't taking any patients, so finally in July I was able to call my doctor and let them know that I really need to go see them, and they were able to give me an appointment. I went in and I did blood work, and it took about 2 weeks for my results to come in, which was a little bit nerve-wracking. But while I was at my appointment, my doctor, after hearing my complaints, tells me that I may have colitis. I was freaking out because my diet was on point, I was exercising, but I felt like I was so bloated. I felt like I was 3 months pregnant. I was so bloated. I knew it wasn't normal. I was asking Thaddeus, like, can you see what I'm seeing, or is it just in my head? And he confirmed that no, you do look like you have bloating, water retention. And I was really bummed and a little depressed because I worked so hard to lose all the baby weight. I was working out 5 days a week. My body was on track to get to the point where I felt comfortable after pregnancy to be in my clothes again. And I was very disciplined with my diet as well. I was doing 2 protein shakes a day for breakfast and lunch, and I would have a very healthy meal for dinner. So hearing that I may have colitis was not something that I wanted to hear. So I started changing my diet, went shopping immediately, and bought all these different types of ingredients and food that I would start eating, because there are things that you can and can't eat with colitis. And then I get a call 2 weeks later. Actually, rewind. I was the one bugging my doctor practically every day to find out if they got my test results. And I kept on hearing, no, we don't have your test results yet. Call back in, X amount of days. So I did. And again, no results. Then I call back again. So finally one day, about the 2 week mark, I get a call from my doctor. And she tells me that the blood work results are in, and that I have very high cholesterol, and I have low vitamin D, and I may have an infection. Now, I'm sitting there freaking out because of the way she's explaining it to me. And she tells me that she wants me to go in again to do more blood work so they can further investigate to find out what is actually going on with my body. So I go in the following day to do more blood work, and I walk into the office, sign in, sit down, wait for my turn to be called. I go into the back to draw blood, and the nurse practitioners are asking me why I'm there. I was so annoyed because you're in a doctor's office and they don't even know why you're there. I told them, I don't know. You guys should have my file. The doctor called me in. They said, well, what are you supposed to be giving blood for? How am I supposed to tell you what I'm giving blood for when you guys are the ones that called me in? Anyway, I decided that I don't want to continue seeing that doctor anymore, but I went ahead and I gave blood the second time, and I told the nurse practitioner that I wanted my lab results from the first time to be printed because I wanted to have it for my record. So she printed it, and then she brought it over and she's reviewing it, and she's like, well, your levels are not that high. It's a little bit high, but it's within normal range. I'm like, what? Why did you not? Here's my doctor already prescribing me cholesterol medicine, all these type of medicines that I may not even need because you haven't finalized what I had. So initially, when I made the appointment, I wanted to get checked out for hemorrhoids because pregnancy is a very common cause of hemorrhoids. I wanted to get checked out because I knew something wasn't right, and there are things that medically people don't really talk about. They don't let you know things, and then as a female, you feel really uncomfortable asking your doctor certain questions because you feel like they look at you like, oh, you should know that answer already. And you know, it's something that you may not feel comfortable talking to your significant other as well. So I had got to a point where I kept telling Thaddeus that I don't feel well. Something, feels like it's wrong with me. I need to go see the doctor. And going in to complain about hemorrhoids and your doctor, without doing any examinations, any blood work, tells you that you have colitis, something is really wrong with that. Like, I guess there's a point where you should be upfront with your patients and let them know that there may be a chance of them having X, Y, and Z, but you don't assert it for a fact when you don't know for sure that's what the patient has. I was Googling colitis, I was looking at medicine, and for the first 2 weeks before I got my blood work, I was freaking out. And here's Thaddeus telling me, because he's being very cautious too, like, you're not supposed to eat that. Are you supposed to be doing that? And all the things that I had done for my diet, like cut back anything that was wheat, I was doing brown rice, I was, very cautious about what I was eating, all of a sudden was not what I was supposed to be doing. I was supposed to be eating anything that was white. I can't eat fruit that is hard on my digestion. Anyway, after I got my blood work printed out, I went to see my OBGYN that had delivered Max and get copies of my blood work that I had done a year ago to compare and see if my levels were off back then too, which I would have remembered because my doctor would have said something. And I went into the office, I took him the paperwork and showed it to him. I said, doctor, can you look at my blood work that I just did? And they're saying my cholesterol is high, my vitamin D is high. And he looks at it and he's like, well, your good and bad cholesterol is normal, but your triglycerides are high. So at the end of the day, based on how doctors look at it, everything balances itself out. And he's like, he didn't seem like he was concerned about what he was seeing on the paper. So that really frustrated me with my original doctor, because at the end of the day, it seemed like she was more concerned about doing more blood work to build more money to my insurance company, prescribe me all these pills that I may not even need, than to really find out and get to the bottom of the cause and the reason why I was going to the doctor in the first place. So fast forward, a month later, I was finally able to change my doctor to someone else, which is where I'm going today, to do more blood work and to get a fresh opinion on what's going on. However, I do feel much better than I did before. I did take some antibiotics for the infection that I had, which seems to have worked and gotten my swelling and bloating down significantly. However, I do feel like I need to see a doctor to really find out what the root cause of all that is. And the reason why I know I also have bloating is because my C-section scar, the tissue was swollen from my bloating. And I knew that was a normal. I thought it was scar tissue I was developing, but after the swelling went down, the scar tissue just looked like a normal scar. It didn't seem like it had tissue buildup around it. For the last couple of days, I've been feeling like the tissue is building up again and is there. So I'm going to the doctor to do more blood work and find out what is going on. All the things that people go through after pregnancy that no one really talks about is a shame, because sometimes females don't really have anyone to talk to about their body, what they're going through, all the changes that you experience after having childbirth. And every single woman is different in the way their body changes, what they experience. Society has deemed it, I don't know what to call it, bad, to talk about your experience. Almost feels like you're complaining versus venting. There should be more support groups for women who want to talk about their experience and get clarification. Is this normal? Am I supposed to be feeling this way? Everyone is more concerned about the 9 months of pregnancy, but no one really cares about postpartum and how to take care of your body, so that way your hormone levels don't get off and you're not going into depression. You are eating a healthy diet, and that's not just eating salads. That way you can enjoy your baby and your family and your husband, because if you're not happy, if you're depressed, that baby is going to grow up being depressed, have anxiety. Your family is not going to enjoy having you around. And I want to have women reach out and let me know, if they have any questions, if they want to know anything about pregnancy. And Thaddeus and I want to do a labor and delivery experience from both of our perspectives, because couples don't really, the female may do research and find out what they need to find out to keep the baby healthy the first 9 months of their pregnancy. But after that, if you have a husband, if you have a significant other, if you have a boyfriend, whoever is going to be involved in your life to help raise that baby also needs to be helping you. And those are things that is not commonly talked about. One of the best books that I read was The 4th Trimester. After the first 3 trimesters, you deliver the baby. The 4th trimester is the first 3 months of the baby, and you postpartum. I would read the book and I would tell Thaddeus everything that I was reading, all the exercises that we were supposed to do. Some things, you know, you agree and disagree with, which is fine. But if I didn't have Thaddeus to help take care of both Max and I would say the first month, because I couldn't walk due to the C-section. I couldn't really bend. I couldn't do a lot of the things that you would be able to do if you had natural delivery, and that wasn't by choice. I didn't elect to go have a C-section. It was medically necessary for me to have a C-section. I don't know what I would do if Thaddeus wasn't involved and he wasn't there to help out, because it's tough. For the first, I would say 2 weeks, first 2 months, I was crying every day because I was in pain. The baby was crying. I didn't know, being a first-time mom, what to do, if I was doing things correctly, if I couldn't get to him fast enough. It would make me emotional. And those are things that are completely normal. And I thank God that my husband was there to support not only the baby, but to support me. He was my backbone. All the strength I had to go through the pregnancy, to go through delivery and postpartum, is thanks to him. So, I'm on my way. I'll be giving you guys an update of my doctor's appointment and how it goes once I get there. But what I need you guys to do is to go subscribe, like, and comment this video, and let me know what you guys are going through. If there's anything that I can do to help you guys out, because you guys are part of our family now, and family sticks together and helps one another out. So until I get to my doctor's appointment, I will see you guys shortly.